Hey, this is Mark Moore, aka Tuxedo Mark, in various places on the internet. It's 11:37 a.m. according to a computer clock on Thursday, August 13, 2015. And this is my review of original Sailor Moon anime episode number 55, or episode number 9 of Sailor Moon R. Is Seijuro the Moonlight Knight, Mako-chan falls in love. This episode originally aired in Japan on May 22nd, 1993. That's 2 weeks after a previous episode, so it took a week off. But anyway, there is a pre-title scene in this episode. I forget exactly what it is, but this episode basically takes place over the course of one day. Usagi's going to school in the morning, she's late, she forgets her lunch, Luna runs after her with her bag of lunch, but can't catch her. Usagi's tired and hungry all day, she gets yelled at by Miss Haruna. Miss Haruna is jealous because apparently it's a thing for girls to make lunch for boys. Yeah. Really? I don't know if this is in the Japanese original, but in the English dub, basically all the girls really they make lunch for Seijuro, who's, that's Aile's human disguise, and one of the girls actually says, "I stayed up all night making this lunch for you." They all want him to try it. It's pathetic, really. Maybe it's a Japanese thing, but I really don't like it. But anyway, Aile is apparently the man at school. He's like, all the girls like him for some reason. Maybe it's the flute. Who knows? Maybe they like it when he plays the flute in. Oh, yeah. Right, because schoolgirls really get wild over flute playing. I don't know. But anyway, Anne is actually jealous, especially when Mako shows interest in Aile. And why would she show interest? Because Ami brings up that the Moonlight Knight started appearing around the same time that Aile started attending their school. So Mako thinks, she gets an idea in her head that Seijuro, Aile, could be the Moonlight Knight. And it even shows, like, they're superimposed together on screen a few times in the episode. You can clearly see the Moonlight Knight has black hair and Seijuro has brown hair. I mean, maybe if Seijuro is supposed to be in a Japanese disguise, he would have, like, black hair. But still, they don't look anything alike. They don't have the same voice. Why would Mako think Seijuro is the Moonlight Knight? Then again, why did Usagi think that Motoki was Tuxedo Mask? Just this show. Geez, people are stupid on this show. Anyway. Ami even runs a computer analysis that determines there's only like a 0.2 or 0.02% chance that Seijuro is the Moonlight Knight. Yeah, how about 0%? Anyway, Luna finally brings Usagi her lunch after school. Usagi pigs out and she's like, "I love you." She hugs the lunch and she's like, "I love you." She pigs out. Let's see, Ami and Usagi go to the park where Mako and Aile are talking because Anne got jealous and stormed off. But then Anne attacks and Aile transforms back into his normal self, and he tells Anne to pick a cardigan and all this stuff, and Usagi I forget the order that everything happens in, but Usagi's there. She is transformed into Sailor Moon. I believe Ami's transformed into Sailor Mercury. I don't remember if Ami actually attacks at any point in this episode, but anyway. Ami and Usagi are trapped in a ball, and they're like bouncing on top of the water in a fountain, and the Guardian has... It's like a ball made out of vines, and the Guardian traps Mako in vines, and the Moonlight Knight shows up, throws his rose, and apparently it's implied that he broke the vines because Mako snaps them off soon afterward, but you don't actually see the rose destroying the vines. But anyway, he makes a speech, and Mako gets powered up. She releases Supreme Thunder Dragon, which is like a dragon made out of lightning. It looks pretty cool. Oh, all of a sudden, Venus and Mars show up out of nowhere. And Ray even said something like, yeah, call us next time that you need help or something. How they know to be there? They just showed up out of nowhere, and first thing you see is Crescent Beam Shower. Yeah, Mako releases Crescent Beam Shower, so that attack did come back. And I'm thinking, where'd she come from? How'd she know to be there? But anyway. And then Ray releases Fire Soul. Yeah, just Fire Soul, not Fire Soul Bird. Just a regular old Fire Soul. Okay. But anyway, the Guardian's destroyed, and later on, Mako is convinced Seijuro was not the Moonlight Knight because Seijuro had mentioned some kind of thing about love needing to be taken, which is contrary to her own feelings, and it's contrary, I think, to what the Moonlight Knight said in his speech. So she's convinced Seijuro is not the Moonlight Knight. She thinks the Moonlight Knight reminds him of the guy that broke her heart, and she keeps bringing this guy up throughout the episode and throughout the series as well. Presumably it's only one guy, some guy that once broke her heart, but I think she mentioned a few episodes earlier that she had just gotten dumped for the upteenth time. Well, whatever. So maybe there were a bunch of guys that dumped her, who knows. But anyway, she says next time that she sees the Moonlight Knight, she's gonna make him a lunch filled with love, and this episode's really silly. It goes really overboard with the silliness, with the anime faces and the silly faces and stuff like that. But there is a funny moment when Mako shares her lunch with Ale at school. Ale picks up a squid or some kind of sea creature, and it actually has eyes and a smiley face, and he's like, did you have to make it like this, like it's looking at me? And Mako's like, hey, I got a question for you. Do you have a thing for white roses? Do you like to dress up in an Arabian outfit complete with head covering? It's some good acting by the two of them. She just brings it up like that. There's also one point where she says, let's do this, which I kind of like. Let's see. At the end of the episode, Isle had made a lunch for Anne back to their apartment, and they're kind of confused over some of it, and that's how the episode ends, and haha. But really, it's a pretty silly episode. I mean, it's important because, you know, Jupiter gets the new attack, but As for long-term importance, I'm not sure whether these new attacks will show up after the returns portion of Sailor Moon R. After this tree arc is done, whether these attacks will appear again, I don't know. But anyway, it was a nice, funny episode. It's just, And that's it. It's 11:48 a.m. and thanks for watching.